The world of cinema received a powerful new entry with the release of One Battle After Another, a film directed by the celebrated Paul Thomas Anderson. This movie first appeared in theaters on September 26, 2025, and it quickly became a major topic of conversation among film lovers everywhere. It is not just one type of movie. Instead, it skillfully mixes different genres together. Viewers will find moments of sharp political satire, thrilling and intense action sequences, and deeply moving family drama. This special combination makes the film a unique experience that stands out from other movies released this year. It is a story that feels both grand and incredibly personal at the same time. From its very first showing, One Battle After Another has been hailed as a significant artistic achievement. Many critics and industry experts immediately labeled it an instant Oscar frontrunner, suggesting it will be a strong contender for major awards. It is widely considered one of the very best films of 2025, a sentiment shared by both professional reviewers and general audiences. The movie tells a complex story that is full of surprises, but it does so in a way that is clear and engaging for everyone. For those who missed it in theaters, the film is now available to rent or purchase on popular video-on-demand platforms, such as Apple TV and Prime Video, allowing more people to see what makes it so special. The film's success is built upon a foundation of incredible talent, both in front of and behind the camera. Director Paul Thomas Anderson is known for creating detailed and character-focused stories, and this film is a perfect example of his craft. He brings together a remarkable cast, led by some of the most respected actors working today. Each actor delivers a performance that adds depth and humanity to the story, making the characters feel real and their struggles important. The direction, the writing, and the acting all work together in harmony to create a complete and satisfying cinematic journey that stays with you long after the credits have finished rolling. It is a true example of collaborative filmmaking at its finest. Ultimately, One Battle After Another is more than just a movie. It is a statement on the current state of the world, viewed through the lens of one family's difficult journey. It balances its exciting plot with thoughtful commentary, making audiences think as much as they feel. The film captures a particular mood, one that reflects the anxieties and hopes of modern times, but it tells a timeless story about parents and children. Its ability to be both a thrilling action movie and a profound piece of art is what makes it a modern masterpiece. It is a film that demands to be seen and will surely be discussed for many years to come. The main story of One Battle After Another centers on Bob Ferguson, a man whose best days seem to be far behind him. Brilliantly played by Leonardo DiCaprio, Bob is a washed-up and paranoid ex-revolutionary who has chosen to live off-grid, far away from the society he once tried to change. He spends his days in a hazy, quiet life with his teenage daughter, Willa. However, this fragile peace is completely shattered when an old enemy from his past, the menacing Colonel Stephen Lockjaw, suddenly reappears. At the same time, Willa goes missing, and Bob is left with no choice but to return to the dangerous world of action and conflict that he had tried so desperately to leave behind. The characters in this film are complex and wonderfully brought to life by a talented cast. Leonardo DiCaprio gives a performance that is both comedic and deeply nuanced, portraying Bob Ferguson as a stoner dad who is also a capable fighter. His daughter, Willa, is played by Chase Infiniti in a stunning debut film role. Willa is not a simple damsel in distress. She is a complicated young woman who practices karate and handles a machine gun, yet also longs for a normal teenage life. The main antagonist, Colonel Stephen Lockjaw, is played with intimidating physical presence by Sean Penn, creating a formidable foe for our hero. These central figures create the core conflict that drives the entire narrative forward. Beyond the main trio, the supporting cast adds incredible depth and emotion to the story. Regina Hall plays Deandra, a quiet but powerful member of a militia group known as French 75. Her character carries a heavy burden of grief, and Hall's largely non-verbal performance becomes an emotional anchor for the film, expressing loyalty and sorrow without needing many words. We also meet Willa's absent mother, played by Teyana Taylor, who makes a very strong impression despite having limited screen time. In another delightful supporting role, the film features a praised performance by Benicio del Toro, adding another layer of texture and talent to the already impressive ensemble of actors. Each character contributes to the film's rich tapestry, making the world feel lived in and real. Bob's journey is not just about fighting an old enemy, it is about reconnecting with a daughter he barely understands. Willa's story is about finding her own strength and identity, caught between her father's radical past and her own desire for a future. The people they meet along the way, like the stoic Deandra, highlight the different ways people cope with loss and fight for what they believe in. It is this focus on well-developed characters that makes the action sequences feel so much more meaningful and the emotional moments so much more impactful for the audience. At its heart, One Battle After Another is a profound exploration of family, particularly the complicated bond between a parent and a child. The relationship between Bob and Willa is the central pillar of the entire film. Bob is a father who is stuck in the past, clinging to his old revolutionary ideals, while Willa is a teenager trying to find her own way in the present. This creates a natural tension between them, a theme of generational conflict that many families can relate to. The movie beautifully examines how parents' choices and histories impact their children, and how children must ultimately forge their own paths, separate from the battles their parents fought. The theme of grief is also woven deeply into the fabric of the story, touching several characters in different ways. For Bob, there is a sense of grief for his lost youth and the fading of his revolutionary dreams. He is mourning a past that is gone forever. For the character of Deandra, played so movingly by Regina Hall, grief is a more immediate and personal force. Her quiet sorrow over a personal loss fuels her actions and her fierce loyalty to Willa, showing how grief can be transformed into strength and purpose. The film handles this difficult emotion with great sensitivity, allowing the characters' sadness to inform their choices in a way that feels honest and true to life. Conflict is another major idea explored throughout the movie, and it appears in many forms. There is, of course, the physical conflict of the action scenes, as Bob fights against Colonel Lockjaw and his forces. But the film is just as interested in the internal conflicts that rage within the characters. Bob is in conflict with himself, torn between his desire for a peaceful life and his need to protect his daughter. Willa is in conflict with her identity, trying to reconcile her father's dangerous world with her own dreams of normalcy. This exploration of both outer and inner battles gives the film a rich, layered meaning that goes beyond a simple action movie. Finally, the film thoughtfully examines the fading of revolutionary ideals. Bob Ferguson represents a generation that believed it could change the world, but now he finds himself disconnected and irrelevant. His passion has been replaced by paranoia, and his fight has been reduced to simply surviving. The movie asks important questions about what happens when grand dreams die. Does the fight continue in a new form, passed down to the next generation like Willa, or does it simply fade away into memory? The film doesn't offer easy answers, instead allowing the audience to reflect on these complex ideas about politics, legacy, and the enduring struggle for a better world. The incredible success of One Battle After Another can be largely attributed to its phenomenal acting, with standout performances that have captured the attention of everyone. In her very first film role, Chase Infiniti delivers a revelatory performance as Willa. Critics have called her the breakout star of the year, and her portrayal has generated significant Oscar buzz for Best Actress. Equally praised is Regina Hall as Deandra. Despite having very little dialogue, Hall conveys a world of emotion, and many consider her a leading contender for a Best Supporting Actress nomination. These powerful performances, along with DiCaprio's excellent work, give the film an emotional weight that elevates it far above typical action movies. Beyond the acting, the film is being celebrated for the masterful direction of Paul Thomas Anderson. His filmmaking style is special and very effective. Anderson focuses heavily on non-verbal expression, often using tight close-ups on his actors' faces to capture raw and vulnerable emotions. This technique pushes the performers into deeply authentic territory, allowing the audience to connect with them on a more intimate level. He also proves his skill at directing high-stakes action, including a riveting car chase that has been praised for its intensity and clarity. This perfect balance between quiet, character-driven moments and thrilling spectacle is a key reason for the film's widespread acclaim. When the film was released, critics were almost unanimous in their praise. Jake Coyle of the Associated Press called it an American masterpiece, a sentiment that was echoed by many others. David Ehrlich of IndieWire described the film as monumental and praised its sharp and insightful diagnosis of societal issues. This level of critical acclaim has firmly established the movie as a major awards contender, with many predicting it will be nominated for Best Picture at the upcoming Academy Awards. The positive reviews have highlighted the film's smart writing, superb direction, and unforgettable performances, cementing its status as an important cinematic work. Ultimately, One Battle After Another has resonated with audiences because it is a complete package. It delivers the excitement and entertainment that people want from a big movie, but it also offers something more. It tells a story with emotional depth, explores important ideas, and showcases artists working at the very top of their craft. The collaboration between Paul Thomas Anderson and his cast, especially the newcomer Chase Infinity, has resulted in a film that feels both classic and entirely new. It is a cinematic triumph that succeeds on every level, providing a rich and rewarding experience that explains why it's being called one of the best films of the year.